Hey guys, it's Sim and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Monday and we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw. Now, I want to get something off the bat right now. If my voice sounds a little weird, a little scratchy, a little different, I'm not sick. Also, if I have to take extra breaths, I'm not sick. This is going to sound weird and funny, but I burnt my throat eating a chicken nugget today. I'm just going to say it right now. Burnt my throat eating a chicken nugget. So what happened was I made some chicken nuggets in the microwave. I had some Tyson chicken nuggets. And I warmed them up for about 3-4 minutes like I normally do. Pull them out of the microwave. Feel them. Doesn't feel that warm. Feels just warm enough to where they're not frozen anymore, but they're still not cold. Dip it in some ranch, because that's what I do. Dip it in some ranch. Take a bite. Everything feels good. I bite into it and I go, swallow it. And it is like scalding hot soup going down my throat. I don't know how this happens. The outside of the chicken nugget felt fine. It felt whatever. But then when I swallowed it, the inside of that chicken nugget was so hot, my throat has just... Did I say SmackDown? I meant Monday Night Raw, but my throat has been just killing me ever since. And that was at like 12:30 today. My throat still hurts. Sounds a little scratchy. Sounds a little hoarse. So hopefully I didn't do any real damage to my throat. Maybe I'll just feel better after I sleep it off tomorrow. But that's going on with me. And so if my voice does sound off a little bit, not sick or anything, just, yeah. Had a little issue with a chicken McNugget. Not a McNugget, just a Tyson chicken nugget. But with that, we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw, the go-home show for WrestleMania 37. This is the final Raw for the Red. This is the final show for the Red brand before we move into WrestleMania this weekend. And I already know. Is it? Oh yes, you're right. You're right, Bangs. I didn't change it on. I could change it right now. I forgot to change the title here on Twitch. I was running a little late, getting everything going, and forgot to change the title on Twitch. Monday Night Raw. We're good now, bud. Thanks for letting me know. But with that, I thought tonight's Monday Night Raw, I'm going to say could have been better, but I thought there was some good wrestling on the show. I really did think there was some good wrestling on the show. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited or YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. If you're watching here on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways, either by hitting that donate button down below or donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel here on Twitch, one of two different ways. You can subscribe either with a tiered subscription or for free with Amazon Prime, because if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. With Prime Gaming, you get one free subscription to any Twitch channel that you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to us right here, PWU Unlimited. Also, remember, on the flip side of things, if you're watching over on YouTube, you can help us out a couple of different ways, either with a super chat or a super sticker donation. All super chat donations do get read live on the air, or by subscribing to the channel as a channel member. As a channel member, you get early access to news, which we've been putting some news stories up here recently, and you get early access to non-news videos. Plus, as a channel member in the live chat, you get to use the emojis, and you get a cool badge next to your name. But with that... Ooh, that cough hurt. With that, we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw. And remember, if you want to be part of tonight's show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. It is in both live chats, and it will be scrolling across the screen just like it is right here, right now, periodically throughout the show. But as we get ready to talk about Raw, let's throw a poll up really fast, because I know you guys like the poll. What did you think of tonight's Raw? Liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. All right, guys, the poll is live on Twitch. Let's get it going on YouTube. I liked it. I didn't like it. Nope. It was all right. I didn't like it. All right. So we've got the poll live on both. And we're good to go. Let's jump right in. Broken King Slender. I don't know what that is. It looks like our Too Sweet emoji with bunny ears. Interesting. I didn't know you can do that. But with that, Drew McIntyre opened up tonight's show. And the announcer said that his match against Bobby Lashley is the main event Saturday night at WrestleMania. I'm just gonna go out and we're gonna talk about this right off the bat. Yes, WWE stated tonight the night one main event is Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre, and every single time we saw Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, or even MVP on screen, they talked about that WWE title match being the main event. Then when they did the rundown of the shows, they said the night one main event is Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. And if that wasn't enough to confirm it for you guys, when they ran down night two, they said the night two main event is the Universal title match. So with that verbiage, the main event, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, WWE title match, is the night one main event. It is not Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. And trust me, I've already seen everybody going off on Twitter, going just bananas. I saw one guy say, if they don't change their mind and WWE doesn't make the SmackDown Women's title the main event, Vince and Bruce better watch out because I'm coming for their ass. Like, really? Is it that big of a deal? What match main events? I mean, going into WrestleMania 35, we knew that the women's triple threat was main eventing. We didn't know anything about the WWE title match, or not the WWE title, Universal title match. We just knew it was on the show. It was Brock versus Seth. And Seth, if you watch the documentary on the network, Seth was under the impression he was going to go on later in the show. And not long before the show starts, they just go, hey, you're on first. Seth's like, oh, I thought I had more time to get ready. So things can change, but as of right now, the two world title matches are the WrestleMania main events. And here's the other thing. Why do you guys think Drew McIntyre is not the WWE champion right now? Because WWE wants the last thing we see on one of those nights to be Drew McIntyre winning the championship and holding it up high as the crowd is cheering, applauding, going crazy. It's been the plan for a year. Drew McIntyre will hold the title for a long time, almost a year. Then he will lose the title to somebody that he's going to beat at WrestleMania. Unless that's changed, as of the last 2 weeks, I've been hearing that that's still the plan. Drew wins the title in the main event. So, I get it. People are upset. They wanted Sasha and Bianca, but excuse me. Honestly, to me, it doesn't matter. Sasha and Bianca can go on first. Drew and Bobby could have gone on first, and it would have been fine by me. So, it's whatever. It's really whatever, guys. But I know there are, trust me, if you just search like Bianca main event or Sasha main event or whatever on Twitter, people are going bananas. Like I said, Drew McIntyre came out to open up tonight's show. McIntyre recalled what WrestleMania was like last year before moving on to Lashley. He said it would be the biggest fight of his career. They would rip each other apart, and he looked forward to it. He noted their similar career paths, but the biggest difference between them was that McIntyre's willingness to sacrifice. McIntyre said that Lashley always had the luxury of being able to go home after work, but McIntyre didn't always have that luxury during his career. There was a time where he was across the ocean while his mom was at home sick and he couldn't go visit. McIntyre wondered how Lashley could beat a man who was willing to sacrifice everything. Baron Corbin wasn't going to stop him. That plan was going to end the Almighty Era. Lashley and MVP would interrupt. Lashley said it took them both a long time to reach the top, and now they're both there. He plans to remain there. Lashley said that he knew the locker room was afraid of McIntyre, but Lashley saw fear in his eyes last week when he put him in the Hurt Lock. They argued about who's the tougher guy, and McIntyre dared him get in the ring. MVP cut him off and said, "No, we don't need to do this right now. We'll finish this on Saturday." MVP said that he would lose dignity, consciousness, and more at WrestleMania. Drew would, not Bobby. McIntyre said he's going to run over Lashley at Mania. MVP thought that was tough talk from someone who may not even make it, and out would come Baron Corbin, or King Corbin. He planned on finishing what he started last week, and there would be no championship match for McIntyre. Corbin said he would kick McIntyre's punk ass, and McIntyre liked that line and smirked, holding back a laugh. From the back, Riddle approached the New Day and Gorilla. Riddle said he couldn't believe what Omos did to them last week and doesn't recall seeing anyone get as high as Kofi did when Omos pressed him over the barricade. He said he didn't want anyone getting that high at WrestleMania. He said, but they did plan on partying after they successfully defend their titles. Xavier Woods asked Riddle about Sheamus and Mustafa Ali. Riddle made weed jokes before leaving. We also got confirmation Samoa Joe back on commentary tonight. So we had Xavier Woods versus AJ Styles. If you thought last week's match was done with the DQ finish, well, we got more crap in this match. It went less than a minute and a half. Styles applied the calf crusher very early into the match, and Kingston taunted Omos by chucking a mic at him. Omos sauntered towards him, and Kingston slipped in the ring momentarily, which caused AJ to let go of the hold. Woods then rolled him up and pinned him less than a minute and a half into the match. The announcers noted that this was 3 straight losses for AJ Styles, and to be completely honest, they made mention of that because, in my opinion, I believe AJ and Omos are going to be our new Raw Tag Team Champions. I do 100% believe that that's the route they're going. I mean, that's going to be what I say in my predictions later this week. So, going forward, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest arrived in the Bugatti, the $3 million Bugatti, and that's not just something they say. That car is Bad Bunny's real car, I believe. Like, I know he bought a Bugatti for $3 million. I believe that's the same one, and that's really what he paid. Then got a Braun Strowman Shane McMahon segment. Braun entered the ring and was surrounded by a steel cage. Strowman said he was bullied his entire life by people like Shane McMahon because his appearance with those people didn't know what he was capable of, and Shane doesn't know what he's going to get himself into at WrestleMania. Strowman said that Shane would have nowhere to run inside the cage, and he planned on beating Shane on behalf of everyone that's ever bullied him or called him stupid in the past. Strowman yelled a little bit and then claimed that Shane McMahon will leave in a body bag. And then, well, Shane McMahon came out. He tested Strowman's intelligence by letting him pick the stipulation and admitted that the cage wasn't a stupid idea. However, Shane was a McMahon. He said he planned on beating Strowman at WrestleMania. Then Strowman would have to look himself in the mirror the next day and realize, well, yep, I'm really stupid. Then they got a handicap match. It was Elias and Riker against Braun Strowman. Elias and Riker could be in the ring simultaneously per the rules that Shane made. They double-teamed Strowman for a bit. Strowman fought back and power-slammed them both for the pinfall victory. This was a little wonky at the end. He tried to pin both of them at once, and he rolled Riker over, and then Riker wouldn't really fully roll over, and then he rolled Riker over again. And as he had one hand on the chest of Elias, he was literally fucking choking out Jackson Riker. His hand was just right over, pushing in on Riker's throat while the referee counted 3. So good thing it wasn't any longer than 3 seconds, because I don't know if Riker could have been breathing right there, but whatever. In the back, Miz and Morrison walked through the back with cans of red paint. after telling Kevin Patrick they're artists. They approached Bad Bunny's Bugatti, and they drew some stuff on the white car with the red paint. Pissed off Bad Bunny, stormed through the back to go check on his car. He piped in some booing here, and then Bad Bunny was attacked by the Miz. Miz and Morrison would then take Bad Bunny and throw him over another car. And obviously, he landed on a crash pad because they didn't show him landing. Miz then taunted Bad Bunny until officials ran in like Adam Pearce and yelled at Miz to go away. Damian Priest approached as well. On the backstage, Schreiber interviewed Rhea Ripley. This was from earlier today, I believe. Ripley said she didn't plan on revealing any strategies for Asuka. She said they have to work together against Nia and Shayna tonight. Asuka would have to wait to get her revenge. So, we'll see. The revenge is on Rhea for dumping the table on her. And that's the match we got next. Women's Tag Team Champions against Asuka and Rhea Ripley. Match went 12 minutes. Yeah, 12 minutes with this finish. So Ripley had a brief exchange with Jax, but decided to tag out by patting at one point Asuka on the head. So Asuka started, Rhea got tagged in, and then eventually Rhea was healing it up big time. She at one point didn't want to be in the match anymore. She said just didn't. Walked over to Asuka and just patted her right on the head. And Asuka's like, "Oh, what? What? I don't want to tag in." And so Ripley got out of the ring and goes, "Go." So Ripley cleared the ring before grabbing Reginald. At one point, Asuka also got the brief advantage and hit a code breaker on Nia Jax, and then force tagged Ripley back in. Ripley was wiped out by Baszler on the apron at one point. Jackson drove Ripley into the side of the ring, which led to a break. Jackson Baszler worked over Ripley for a while following the break. Ripley drop-kicked Jax before tagging in Asuka, who hesitated at first. Asuka fought off both women before giving Baszler a German suplex and a Shining Wizard for a 2. As Asuka went to the top rope, Ripley would then knock her off, falling to the floor below. Ripley would then grab her WrestleMania opponent, slammed her, and tossed her back into the ring for Shayna Baszler to hit a knee strike on and pin her. Basically, tag team champions win, which we haven't seen them win in a while, so that was good. But Rhea is full-blown heel, as we reported recently, against Asuka, who she just screwed out of this match. Rhea basically said, I don't care if I win or lose. This match doesn't mean anything to me. Asuka, take that loss. That's basically what I took from this match. Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin confronted MVP in the back. Alexander grabbed MVP by his suit jacket and shoved him up against some equipment boxes. Alexander said MVP's greed will cost him. He called MVP a parasite who was nothing without them. He said he was merely a washed-up cripple. Well, he's still walking with that cane. And Alexander plans on giving Lashley a permanent scar. He couldn't wait to see Drew McIntyre win the title at WrestleMania and expose MVP and Lashley as frauds. They would leave. Sarah Schreiber would then immediately walk up to MVP. And before she could interview MVP, Lashley would interrupt. MVP said no, he was not disappointed in Alexander and Benjamin. It was because of him that they were the tag team champions. It was because of him they got elevated into business class. It's because of him they're wearing nice fancy suits and are relevant. Lashley then said, what happened? MVP said, don't worry about it. It's fine. I got this. Lashley threatened to break Alexander in half in their next match. In the back, Schreiber interviewed Baszler and Jax, and they were confident because I forgot to mention the start of the women's tag match. They did announce that on night 1 we will be getting a women's turmoil match, tag team turmoil, which is basically a gauntlet match. Now, the interesting thing here is that 4 teams were shown in the graphic: the Riot Squad, Natty and Tamina, Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose, and Lana and Naomi. But then on WWE.com, a fifth team in Carmella and Billie Kay were added to the graphic. Even later in the show, they still only showed the 4 teams for the tag team turmoil, but regardless. It looks like 5 teams, will battle in this gauntlet-style match, with the winning team moving on to night 2 of WrestleMania to challenge for the tag title. So, Shayna, Nia, very confident. When, well, the teams that they're supposed to possibly face started confronting them. Lana and Naomi said that they're going to win the gauntlet match. Mandy and Dana would then show up. Natty and Tamina would show up, and Nia said, "You don't even go here. What are you doing here?" Before the Riot Squad would show up. Billie Kay would then bump in, because all these women are like in a semicircle, arguing. Billie Kay would kind of sneak in, and someone goes, "You don't even have a partner." And Billie's like, "Oh, don't worry, Carmella's still looking over the resume. It's all good." She was shoved to the wayside, and the camera's cut as these women are all bickering. Not even like trying to fight each other now. Bickering back and forth. Not a way to hype this up, but hey, it gets 2 for 12 women on the show. Next up, we got Bobby Lashley versus Cedric Alexander with MVP on commentary. Benjamin attacked Lashley before the match even started, and they double-teamed him. The ref finally got some control and started the match as Lashley dominated the match as it actually went through a break. The match went about 10 minutes or so. A distraction by Benjamin allowed Alexander to drive Lashley into the steel steps before hitting consecutive dives. He then hit a neutralizer and a diving drop kick for a 1 count. Barely a 1 count. Lashley would pop right up, hit a dominator, a spine buster, and the hurt lock to pick up the victory after Alexander passed out. Benjamin tried attacking after the match, and Lashley took him out as well with a flatliner and the hurt lock. And then once again said this could be the fate of Drew McIntyre in the main event of WrestleMania Night 1. They plugged the week's events. They also aired a long video package for the Randy Orton, Alexa Bliss, Bray Wyatt stuff. Damian Priest and Bad Bunny would come out to the ring. Priest said that Miz and Morrison crossed the line. He called Bad Bunny an award-winning icon, while Miz and Morrison were nothing but old news. He said that they should make it a tag team match at WrestleMania. Bad Bunny nodded and agreed. He said, "Why have this just you two? You've made it personal, both of you. So how about you take on both of us?" Bad Bunny then got on the mic and started to say that he came to WWE to follow his dreams. That he loves this business and respects the superstars. He remembers being back home watching Raw and SmackDown and every single pay-per-view. He said he did it all with his family. He said that he has a lot of good memories of WWE, but doesn't know what to think now after this experience. Bad Bunny initially came here to do a performance at the Royal Rumble and sing a song about Booker T because he respects Booker T. He says he's listened to Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Ric Flair, among others. They're his favorites. That he used to like The Miz, but realizes The Miz never respected him. And didn't respect him for a specific reason. Bad Bunny said that he wasn't a professional wrestler, but he was a man. And Miz disrespected his DJ and his fans. He acknowledged they splashed Miz and Morrison off the top of the Royal Rumble, but that was no reason to hit him with a guitar and paint his car. Well, wasn't it Bad Bunny's fault that they were eliminated from the Rumble and then he splashed them? So yeah, he did make this personal. He did take the first shot, kind of, sort of. I mean, yes, Miz broke the DJ stuff, but I mean, it's on you too, Bad Bunny. Just saying. Bad Bunny said Miz crossed the line, and he doesn't even care doesn't even care if Miz ever respects him. Because WrestleMania, he said, and I quote, "I'm going to shut your mouth and wipe your ass." He also did some of this promo in Spanish. I have no clue what he said in Spanish. Miz and Morrison would interrupt on the big screen. Miz said Bad Bunny didn't belong here. They're going to send him home. Morrison says, as far as your tag team challenge, we accept. They then said, this is a real ride, and they got in a limo. So, with them accepting this match as a tag team match, That's a good sign because that means that John Morrison has been cleared to compete, because initially the plan always was for this to be a tag team match. Then the night after Elimination Chamber, Morrison got hurt. He hurt his knee off of a dive. So they shifted to Miz versus Bad Bunny, with the plan always being, if Morrison can get cleared, we'll shift it to a tag team match. That was the original goal. That's the goal they really wanted to hit. Excuse me. And they were unsure if they were going to hit it. So it's good to see that Morrison has been cleared and good to go. So in the back, Sheamus approached Ali. Ali is going to be taking on Riddle. Sheamus wanted to give him some advice, but Ali cut him off. Ali said Riddle represents what he wanted changed in this company. Ali plans on taking care of him tonight. Sheamus said he wanted to see it firsthand and will be on commentary. As they were speaking, all of a sudden we hear, and Riddle zooms on his scooter right between the two of them. And Byron Saxton goes, Riddle always has impeccable timing, doesn't he? Going forward, we did get U.S. champion Riddle versus Mustafa Ali in a non-title 10-minute match. 10.5-ish. Sheamus was on commentary. Ali was in control early, but Riddle fought back after a break. Ali cut him off by stomping on his foot and kicking him in the gut, though. Riddle would come back with some strikes and a Pele kick before a running forearm and an exploder suplex and a senton. Ali countered the pin attempt, though, into a Koji clutch. Riddle countered that and slammed Riddle and applied a choke, but Riddle got to the ropes to break the hold. Oh, no, Ali got to the ropes to break the hold. Ali then followed us up with a gutbuster for a 2. The finish saw Ali try to go for a DDT, but Riddle caught him and hit the Bro Derek to pick up the victory. He then pointed at Sheamus as he hit the move, saying, hey, this is going to be what I do to you at WrestleMania. In the back, Kevin Patrick was asking McIntyre. He was intimidated by Corbin. McIntyre said that you'd think someone with such a big head would have a bigger brain and know better than to go after him just days away from WrestleMania. He knows Corbin and how dangerous he can be, but tonight's result will always be the same. Claymore right to there's a Claymore right between the eyes and a pin in the middle of the ring. The same thing he's going to do to Lashley at WrestleMania. We then got some sort of like a WrestleMania rewind deal where they had a clip of Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 34 before the announcers did run down the card for WrestleMania, and it was confirmed that Asuka versus Rhea Ripley is still a Night 2 match. You guys did not see, earlier today they did the Raw preview video for YouTube and social media and stuff, and Mackenzie Mitchell did state Asuka versus Rhea Ripley was taking place on Night 1. We thought maybe that was a change, but no. WWE did confirm tonight on Raw, Asuka versus Rhea Ripley is a Night 2 match. This is also when they fully just hammered in WWE title match, Night 1 main event. Universal title triple threat, Night 2 main event. Then we go on to a almost 18-minute match. Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin. But here's something I'm not liking about WWE recently. They do in multiple matches that someone will come out and then a video package will play. And it's not a short video package either. It's a long video package drawn out. And then we go to commercial, and then we come back, and then the next person comes in. Excuse me, I'm getting some like heartburn or something. All kinds of messed up today. Anyways, so I don't know what that is. That's something they've been doing for the last month or so. But these two, like I said, had an almost 18-minute match. Good back and forth match, though. I actually really enjoyed this match. And yes, I'm going to say it. I enjoyed a Baron Corbin match. After the break, so really, they do the break. Corbin comes out. They start the match. And not much happens early on before we go to the first commercial break. After the break, McIntyre hit a Northern Light suplex for a 2. But Corbin took control after ramming him into the post. Corbin followed this up with a choke slam later for a 2. And McIntyre came back with a spine buster for a 2 of his own. Corbin hit a side slam for 2, and McIntyre followed this up with a future shock DDT for 2. Corbin hit a superplex for a 2 and a deep 6 for a 2. MVP was on commentary and he was yelling, encouraging Baron Corbin multiple times. At one point, he even got up from commentary and walked over to a downed Corbin. He said, beat him. Give him a beating, and then he handed him his cane. McIntyre ducked the cane shot, hit the Claymore, and pinned Baron Corbin. McIntyre does pick up the victory. MVP starts to walk up the ramp and walk away as he's yelling back at McIntyre in the ring. Lashley would then come out to the top of the stage, and the two basically had a stare down as the show went off the air. I'm actually excited to see how this match goes. A Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre match should be good. I mean, we saw the match last year at Backlash. I want to say, it was last year at Backlash when... Hold on one second. I'm trying to look something up. Drew was the champ. McIntyre was the champion, and Bobby Lashley was challenging. This was actually, I want to say, the first defense other than Big Show that Drew had. And, I mean, when you look back on this match, I was seeing what I rated this match, and I gave this match 4 stars last time at Backlash. So if I thought the match was 4 stars at Backlash, well, Mania, they're going to be working even harder, especially if they're in that Mania main event. I can see this being a 4.5-star match. I don't know if it'll be a 5-star match, Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. I mean, it could be 4 3/4. But I see this match probably Bobby versus Drew. I can see this match probably being at least a 4.5-star match. I mean, unless something happens during the match, maybe a 4-star match. But I can see this, both men being motivated to go out there and have the best match possible. I can see this being a good, solid 4.5-star match. But with that, guys, that was tonight's Monday Night Raw. Remember, if you want to be part of tonight's show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. Let's see if we got any text messages. We do have some. Person here says, do you think Nikki Cross would have fitted better as Sister Abigail instead of Bliss? No, I don't. And I'm going to say this right now, no, because I think that Alexa Bliss is actually a good actress. I think Nikki Cross could have done the role all right, but I think because Alexa's actually a pretty good actress, she's doing this phenomenally. So no, I don't think Nikki Cross could have done this Sister Abigail Fiend sidekick role better. Other person says, it's a shame Bobby Lashley is going to lose the WWE Championship because I think this is the best work Lashley's been doing as a heel. This is the best work Lashley's been doing regardless of any babyface or heel thing. I think Bobby Lashley has hit his peak. This is the best Bobby Lashley I've ever seen. And as of 2 weeks ago, like I stated, the plan was Drew's winning the title. Lashley only has the title, so McIntyre can win the title at WrestleMania. This person says, where is our truth? I start missing 24/7 championship and the geeks. I have no clue. It says, do you know what's going on with Bayley and why she isn't on WrestleMania unless she is going to be in the Women's Battle Royal if there is one? There is not a Women's Battle Royal. The closest thing we're getting to a Women's Battle Royal is the Tag Team Turmoil match. So, I don't know what's going on with Bayley and why she's not on WrestleMania. It's a shame. But, I mean, for all we know, maybe Bayley shows up on SmackDown Friday and says, I got a partner. I'm in the Turmoil match. But I doubt it. Person says, you heard that B. Priestley is likely heading to NXT UK. Yes, I did. Person says, which message do you think was good tonight on Monday Night Raw? Because it looks like the same matches just last. I don't understand your question. Message? I don't know. It says, are they teasing something with New Day and Riddle? It seems like every week they're trying something. They're together at Gorilla. No, they're just teasing that they're friends and they respect each other and they support each other as champions. That's really all it is. First says, what do you think about WWE not having a stipulation for Randy versus The Fiend? Because I wanted a Hell in a Cell because you can go from Inferno to normal. You can't go from Inferno to normal. I agree, but it was never going to be Hell in a Cell once Shane and Braun was announced as a steel cage match. They're not going to be able to have the Hell in a Cell hanging above the ring and a steel cage up there. So you just couldn't. You couldn't do both. I wish there was some sort of a stipulation. And for all we know, they didn't announce it tonight, but for all we know, maybe this is a pre-taped Firefly Funhouse thing like they did with John Cena last year. I don't know. It looks like it's just going to be a straight-up match. We'll see how that goes. First it says, with the disbanding of Retribution, do you think they're all going back to NXT? Dominic Dijakovic and Mia Yim come to Raw as themselves. I would love to see Dominic Dijakovic and Mia Yim on Raw as themselves, but I don't know, because they're on SmackDown this Friday in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal as Mace T-Bar and Slapjack. This person here says, hey, Tim, regarding TakeOver, Stand and Deliver, how are they going night one on the USA Network with or without commercials? They're going to be commercials. Night one will have commercials. Also, regarding TakeOver, they're actually doing a press conference tomorrow. It will air on Peacock, and they'll be taking questions from the media, the wrestlers themselves. This is something that WWE used to do for WrestleMania every year, and I wish they still did it. They stopped after WrestleMania 30, and it's a shame. WWE used to always do a lot of times it was go to New York, Hard Rock Cafe, after it was no longer WWE New York, and do a press conference with media before Mania, like the week or two before. I wish they would still do that for WrestleMania, do the press conference beforehand. It just gives it that more important vibe. It really makes it feel like this is a big deal show. But with that, tomorrow is also the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. They will be inducting the Hall of Fame inductees from 2020 and 2021. And from what I have heard, no inductees or inductors. What the plan is, what was filmed was video package plays highlighting the career, and then the inductee comes out and gives their speech. I don't know how long it's going to be, but it will air tomorrow on Peacock. So we'll see how it goes. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. Also, I want to thank you for joining me on YouTube, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, you can follow us on social media, facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. You can also follow us on Instagram by searching for Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and you can follow us on on Twitter, at PW Unlimited. And remember to follow our website, pwunlimited.co. You can get the late breaking news and all of professional wrestling as well. Like I say, sometimes news, especially like during a Raw, like tonight, news will go up on our website first before it goes up on YouTube. So if you turn on notifications on our website, then bada bing, bada boom, you'll know when we post something new on our website. Over 650 people have already done so. I really do appreciate that. I really do appreciate the support we've been getting for our website. So keep it going, guys. I really, 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 really do appreciate it. Oh, this throat's killing me. I'm done talking. I'm going to go take a vocal rest for a little bit. I still got some more videos to record regarding WrestleMania. But with that, guys, have a great night. I don't think we're going to be live tomorrow. I might be live on my personal channel playing some games. But with that, we'll be back here on Wednesday for NXT TakeOver Night 1. I don't think I'm going to be doing an AEW review this week because of TakeOver. I want to focus solely on TakeOver. No. I was going to say maybe do it Thursday morning. But the kids will be doing school. My son will. My daughter actually goes back to school Thursday, but my son doesn't start till next week, so I won't be able to do a podcast review. So unfortunately, guys, it looks like there's not going to be an AEW. I'm trying to think about it right now. Not going to be an AEW Dynamite review this week. If there are any big news coming out of the show, we will report it on this YouTube channel and our website. So next week, we'll start doing Monday's Raw, Tuesday's NXT, Wednesday is TakeOver, or Wednesday is AEW, Friday SmackDown. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday is the new podcast schedule starting next week. So with that, guys, have a great night. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Since Saturday, my takeover predictions will be out tomorrow. I'm going to film them tonight.